Hi! One of the subtopics involving minerals are coals and petroleum. It is formed as a result of degradation of ancient plant and marine life which lives millions of years ago. They are said to be the natural gas and natural fuels that are formed under similar conditions. The following slides will discuss both of them. First, we have coal. It is a combustible black or brownish black sedimentary rock containing high amount of carbon and hydrocarbons. It is classified as a non-renewable energy source because it takes millions of years to form. Coal contains the energy stored by plants that lived hundreds of millions of years ago in a swampy forest. After knowing its definition, we are now at the process of coal formation. According to the book, the standard uniformitarian process of coal formation begins in a swamp area that you are seeing in this picture. In this water-saturated environment, dead mosses, leaves, twigs, and other parts of trees do not decompose completely. With increasing pressures of temperatures, more water and gases are driven up, forming the common bituminous family of coals. Finally, high temperatures and pressures may cause bituminous coal to turn into a hard black coal called anthracite. At various intervals, the swamp may be covered by sand and mud when a river floods or when ocean levels rise. Under the weight of these sediments, the pit may lose some of its water and gases, eventually turning into a soft brown coal called lignite. As what we have said in the previous slides, we have different types of coal, and first in line is peat, which is defined as a blackish or dark brown material that is the remains of plants partly decayed in water and is dug and dried for use as fuel. From this definition, it is shown that it comes from remains of plants, certainly twigs of trees that do not decompose completely. Second, we have here lignite, which is defined as a soft, combustible sedimentary rock, often referred to as brown coal that is formed from naturally compressed peat. It is considered the lowest rank of coal due to its relatively low heat content. Based on the definition, it is the second stage of forming coal, from peat, which are decayed plants, into this stage of formed lignite. Third, we have bituminous coal. Bituminous coal contains tar-like substance called bitumen or asphalt. It is also called soft coals or black coals, are the group of coals that are most abundant and is most widely used in our world today. The last example about types of coal is named anthracite. Considered as the cleanest burning coal available, it produces more heat and less smoke than other coal and is widely used in hand-fired furnaces. It is also known as the hard coal because of its compact variety that has a submetallic luster. It has the highest carbon content, the fewer impurities, and the higher energy density of all types of coal. So, to illustrate the overall process, we have peat that are decayed remains from plants and other carbon-containing factors. Next will be the lignite from boreal pressure, that's why it is called compressed peat. And following until last are bituminous and anthracite coals that are formed through heat that requires hundreds of million years to form.
Petroleum, also called crude oil, is a fossil fuel. Like coal and natural gas, petroleum was formed from the remains of ancient marine organisms, such as plants, algae, and bacteria. Millions of years ago, algae and plants lived in shallow seas. After dying and sinking to the seafloor, the organic material mixed with other sediments was buried. Over millions of years ago, under high pressure and high temperature, the remains of these organisms transformed into what we know today as fossil fuels. Coal, natural gas, and petroleum are fossil fuels that are formed under similar conditions. Over millions of years of intense heat and pressure, the organic remains or fossils are transformed into carbon-rich substances, which we rely on as raw materials for fuel and wide variety of products. Petroleum is used to make gasoline as an important product in our daily lives. It is also processed as part of 1,000 different items including tires, refrigerators, life jackets, and anesthetics. Process of petroleum formation. Sufficient quantities of organic matter is needed to be collected in the sediments of the seafloor. First, time is needed for sufficient quantities of organic matter is needed to be collected and let the sediment settle down on the seafloor. Then, sufficient thickness of rocks to produce the pressure, thus the heat is needed for the transformation of biological substances into petroleum. Second, time is needed to bury these sediments under sufficient thickness of rocks to produce the intense pressure needed, and thus intense heat is also required for the transformation of biological substances into petroleum. Third, time is needed for this transformation to work. And fourth, time is needed for oil and gas to migrate and collect in suitable reservoir. The first two stages, at least, are assumed to take place over a period of several million years. Dating of source rocks by conventional geological methods is supposed to reinforce the idea of ancient origin for most oil deposits.